Hi, I'm going to be showing my Kullervo build. I'd say this is probably the best, one of the best builds, I think, for him. Now, it is going to be using a generic melee, meaning it doesn't have any special effects except for extra range. Um, he's probably better with the range melees, because I think those are just better than normal melees, but this one's fun. It's pretty casual. You just have to hold as your melee button and W or forward or whatever you use. Um, as for the build, our uh, helmet stay will be Zarta's Whisper, because we're going to be running Blast on melee, and Zarta's Whisper will replicate the Blast explosion twice, a second time. So that's why we're running Zarta's Whisper. As for the shards, we're running 5 melee critical damage, Tau Forged, and the effect will be doubled because you run Prime Flow. If you're not running these, you probably don't need to run Prime Flow. But I think it's nice just to have an excess amount of energy because these abilities do need to be casted quite often. Especially the first. The first has a very short duration. Two will be casted. If you want to be casting these abilities often, you have to be casting it often because it's a one-time cast. You don't really need to with this build because it's so strong. Um, we have corrosive projection for armor strip, range, just so that our second ability with the augment will be constantly be giving us back a lot of overguard, making us effectively immortal. And we want big range so that we don't have to always be in people's faces, because like the range will be very small if you take it off. We've got power strength. We don't really care about the efficiency because we've got equilibrium, and this paired with my pet will be giving us a ton of energy. Duration, um, power strength, you can just run normal intensify if you want. Um, or actually, you could be running Archon intensify, um, because you will be getting extra from your second ability. Though I just think this is just best because it's very neutral. Um, though you may need a Umbral former, or you'd need a former a lot more. Um, we've got more strength, more attack speed. As for the melee, we're going to be running the bow and Carnon. You'd want to put this on a bow prime. Bow prime's a lot better. Um, as for Incarnon evolutions, this one doesn't really matter. More range is nice, and most importantly, you need this one here. This is going to give us base status chance, meaning we can build off that to have huge status chance. So we're running Blast Electric. Honestly, Focus Energy could totally should be this one instead. I don't know why I had it on. Um, Status damage, more status chance. Clashing Forest. I think this has just got a very nice forward um, neutral combo. Uh, you can run the other one if you want, but I think this forward neutral is very nice. Tinokai. This is so that if we get a heavy attack, our range will go up to 15.5 meters when it's usually at 12.5. Spring loaded. If you don't have the Archon shards, run this instead. Condition overload, base damage. These two mods for blast, electric, more range, and more status. Influence is going to be, this is 100% necessary. This will be giving us 20 meters extra of AoE damage, which blast will spread to everyone. As for focus school, we're running Madarai because we get 40% ability strength uh, when we void sling twice, and 50% casting speed when we come back into Warframe. Also with Last Gasp here, these two here together, if you cast Void Strike, when you go down, you'll be able to get back up very quickly. Though it's not needed because you are effectively immortal with the augment. This doesn't matter, you just want this arcane here and this arcane here because you want the more duration on your melee. It's just very nice. There's also, let me just close out something on my second monitor. Okay, where was I? You don't really need any other weapons in melee because melee will be killing all the ads. It'll be two-shotting acolytes. It's pretty unnecessary to use anything else. We're going to be running these two mods together just to keep us alive if we ever do go down. Not really needed, but it's going to mainly be spreading viral. This is going to be making them drop health orbs for energy, more crit damage. They've got more combo, keeping our pet alive, and enemy raider. This one doesn't really matter. That one's good too, and this is just to pick up everything. So everything. Yeah, now we'll just go into a mission to show this off.
Accept your death, and you may yet avoid it.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, just gonna do that real quick. Just you see it's you sling twice. If you hold A and control and then scroll wheel, we do this, cast all our abilities. Now the one has a small duration, so you do have to be casting it a lot more. See, we've got Tenokaya there. We're just trying to build up combos so that we can get to 6 times, which will give us Incarnon. We have right here. Now we have huge range. Like, look at this range. This is insane. Just remember to cast your abilities. And if you want, you can cast Collective Curse and wipe rooms, but it's completely unnecessary. Yeah, I'm not gonna show you up against an Acolyte because they take a bit to spawn sometimes. It's like every 4 to 7 minutes or something, I think. Or 3 minutes to every 7 minutes, something like that. So it could be random, but there's no point in showing you since I'm gonna two-shot it anyway. So yeah, very simple build. You can run this with any weapon that does status really good with blast and stuff. Though if you're not running a blast weapon, you can just run like Raw or Nourish. Like, it's very, very flexible. But yeah, that's the build.